I am not wearing my shirt.
I am not wearing pants.
What?
Welcome back to the Jack of the Shadows podcast, season 2, episode 28. I'm Eric VC, and as always, I'm joined by my favorite Cliff and Norm, Adam and Dave. Say hello, Adam.
Woo!
Give me that
I'm not Cliff.
Boston accent.
I guess I'm Cliff.
Yeah, you're stuck being Cliff.
Hey,
It's a dog-eat-dog world, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
I'm okay being Cliff.
It's gonna be a great Jeopardy episode for you that crushes your soul.
Yeah.
So, together we're the VC boys, and for this episode, we read chapters 19 through 24 of Robert Jordan's Winter's Heart. Believe it or not, we're on the second half of this little book.
Believe it or not, we're on the second half of this book.
We're halfway through.
I think we only have 2 more episodes, honestly.
2, maybe 3. Yeah. Not many left of the old Winter's Heart. This episode will begin with our view from Dragonmount, reviewing the plot for these 6 chapters, and then we'll move on to our favorite moments of the chapters and what shook your Willow before getting into our character discussions. First, we'll move on to the elusive Seanchan character we re-encounter in these 6 chapters in A Good Egeanin. Then we'll proceed to another character who has appeared in fits and starts over this story in Heatseeker. Next, we'll look into some of the other mysterious character who has danced in and out of this story with you Isam, you lose some. We'll conclude, as always, with our Coplin of the week and who leveled up. So let's throw some flubber onto our Chuck Taylors, take a couple of practice jumps, and bounce ourselves to the top of Tarval's Space Needle with our view from Dragonmount.
How many times did you practice saying
He's a title fiddler.
I don't think I ever practiced
a title fiddler.
Oh, see, there's Adam wheedling in his accent. Wheedling it in.
I've done it a couple times.
Are you ready for a plot-packed podcast? We started with chapter 19, 3 women with the flame of Tarvalon. So Matt's back at the Wandering Woman.
And then
speaking of
the
women,
beginning of it just mentions that it's, oh wait, there are 3 men here.
There are?
Anyhow, go ahead. No, just go ahead, sorry.
Okay. 3 us, 3 men, yes.
Matt's back at the Wandering Woman to inspect his stash of coin. While eating in the kitchen, innkeeper Satel Anan walks in with Joline Maza. Satel has told Joline that she knows someone who she can leave Ibu Dar with. That would be Matt. Before they can discuss their plans, though, Baal Doman pushes his way into the room dressed as a Seanchan Sojin and tells Satel, say that 3 times fast,
the wandering
that
Baal.
the Lady Egeanin Tamarath has orders for the High Lady Suraf, don't you know? For the best rooms.
Yeah.
I like how he kind of got polite about it after
Best
a while.
room. Well, right.
Really
Satel's like,
until the end.
you're going to have to fight with these other important
Eric's
people that are already here. Well, we know, right? We read these 6 chapters.
When it first happened. Well, I mean.
Right, but we're talking to people who don't.
No, well, that's their problem. They know we're covering these 6 chapters. It's in the title.
It was a bit of a surprise.
Yes, because that was the whole thing. It was kind of like, holy crap, it's Baal again.
Egeanin and Dolman leave, and Satel takes them to the cellar where Joline describes her days since the Seanchan invasion. So let's review Joline's experience. So in The Shadow Rising, chapter 47, she was part of Elida's party that takes Swan into custody.
Wow.
In the Fires of Heaven prologue, she's ordered to search for Swan, but because of her failure, has to serve penance of her own choosing. Then in the Fires of Heaven, chapter 15, she submits to her penance. A Crown of Swords, chapter 17, the Green Aja elect her as a sitter to defy Elida. The Lord of Chaos, chapter 48, Elida demotes her and Tessalin to defy the Green Aja and sends them to Ibu Dar as an embassy. And then in A Crown of Swords, chapter 13, she tells Tessalin she would prefer to return to the tower until after Elida has made a major mistake and been deposed. And that leads her here.
She's traveled.
Wow. Well-traveled.
She has a rough relationship with Elida is what we get from that.
A wandering woman.
There you go. There it is.
Well done, sir. Kablamchiko.
Way to go, Jordan.
All right, so she thinks she was drugged by Tessalin to further complicate matters on the day of the Seanchan invasion because she had passed out and couldn't be awakened by her warder who moved her away from the palace. Tessalin was captured by the Shan-Chan. Matt tells Joline he is in a debt to her for the note she left on his pillow, informing him to warn Nynaeve and Elaine. She dismisses the action, but tells him the debt is cleared once he takes her out of the city. Matt had thought the note had come from Joline, but he changed where the note had been placed when he described the note to her.
Mm-hmm.
He changed it from his jacket pocket to where did he say it? Or no, he said
she said the bed or whatever. Yeah.
Yes, he said she laid it on the bed. Yeah,
but
it was actually in his jacket pocket. So now he knows Joline didn't give him the note.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it seems like he's still going to help Joline. Joline.
Well, he was
Joline.
Kind of fun.
Matt was fun.
That experience we had there on the.
There in the Wandering Woman?
Outside the Wandering Woman.
Matt returns to the Tarizan Palace.
She was terrified.
Heads up to the demonic quarters at the top of the palace.
Maybe Matt was a bad kisser.
Where he finds Tesla, who is the author of the note he thought delivered by Joline.
How did he know right away?
Well, because he knew it was one of these two women because they were the only two Aes Sedai that was around.
Still had their facilities.
He tells
he finds that out.
He tells Teslin that he will try to rescue her, and she tells him he needs to rescue Edicina Azedin as well. To which Matt is like, "Great, this is my life all the time."
Here, who is that?
By the way, and I think that this is super important to note, when I do these reviews of these characters, and we'll have several more of them in this chapter, I'm using the Encyclopedia of the Wheel of Time as a starting point. Then I'm going back to the chapters that it identifies and reading them. So I'm not.
I can tell you real quick,
scanning my knowledge for the entire.
She was first in Saladar and Salad Days. Min had a viewing of Edicina collared by this Shan-Chan and escaping.
Oh, nice. So there's a prophecy fulfilled.
That's a prophecy fulfilled. She was sent by the Little Tower's ambassador to Terabon and Lord of Chaos, where she was captured by the Shan-Chan. And then she ends up in the kennels.
Right.
Which was encountered here.
So she was captured by the Shan-Chan where?
Terabon? She's of the Yellow Aja.
All right.
So you know. And in first appearing in Saladar, she had stopped Phaolane from bothering Min with questions of her escape from Tar Valon.
Oh,
she's the first sister to examine Logain and diagnoses him with the loss of the will to live.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
Wow.
There we go.
We're getting to the point in this story, and this is one of the reasons why I'm tucking these things in here, is because it's so important. It's so important for us to remind. There are some of you out there absolutely remember all this stuff. Most of you don't. I certainly don't. I need a refresher on it. And
I've read them a billion times, and I don't.
You already know I'm a doofus.
You can.
There is that as well.
Yes, we've had that confirmed.
One lumberjack doofus in this podcast.
Limbly damn.
You can get through this story without knowing these things, but it certainly enriches the experience. On his way down the stairs, Matt runs into who? Not one on, but two on. Nothing happens here, but she smiles at him, and he thinks she's pretty.
No,
when she smiles,
it does happen there.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Ew.
The woman walks around with a very stern expression because she's very petite and feels like that's the only way that she can exude command.
She's just petite.
Yeah, she found a little humor in what was going on there. And she also let him go.
Speaking of humor, chapter 20 is questions of treason with the Adam glyph.
That seems funny.
So Bethamine and Renna ascend to the demonic kennels where Bethamine performs an inspection. She visits Teslin.
We're not doing an overview of these two.
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Well, we'll review Bethamine because she ties into Egeanin.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
So she visits Teslin, and the Red's demeanor leads her to suspect that an escape attempt is imminent. So Matt's life just got even more complicated because frickin' Renna doesn't know how to keep her composure, apparently.
Yeah.
She needs the clap.
Or rather, her composure was too composed.
Or that's Teslin, not Renna. Teslin doesn't know how to stay composed. Bethamine then recalls the events of Falma when she found Rena and Seta collared and Rena and Seta collared and left by Egwene.
Ugh.
Which is
insane.
Yeah, which is an important moment in her life. We learn that the meaning of this collaring was covered up by Suroth for the good of the Empire. Rena is now a shell of the woman she was the last time we saw her, with her airs and dominant personality.
Poor Rena.
She returns to her lodging.
I have no sympathy for her. She's the one who way back in the day that collared Egwene.
She's a terror. She was a nasty person. Bethamine returns to her lodging at the Golden Swan of Heaven Inn, and upon arrival, the innkeeper Shorin tells her that a pretty young blonde man had come looking for her. Bethamine knows no man by this description and proceeds to the cramped room she shares with the two other Damane. In her room, she encounters the man who was looking for her. He's broken the lock of her diary and is thumbing through it. And this blonde-haired, blue-eyed man is the seeker for truth, and the same one that visited Egeanin in the Shadow Rising, chapter 38. From Bethamine's conversation with the seeker, we learn that she's been searching after Egeanin, probably to learn why the woman set her free. And the seeker is after Egeanin as well, to the relief of Bethamine, who thought maybe he was there to arrest her. He provides some backstory on Egeanin since we last saw her depart Tom and Joline and the Supergirls in the Panarch's palace of Tanchico. He reveals he's unaware that Egeanin he's aware that Egeanin has consorted with Aes Sedai, that she's taken Bail Domon into her confidences, and made him Sojin, and that Domon was part of the group who were responsible for the death of Turak, who he says was a great man. He says Turak
very great man.
He says Turak had ordered him to watch Suroth, who he suspected was a danger to the Empire, and upon Turak's death, gained command of the Forerunners. He suspects Suroth of Turak's death. He knows that Suroth had possession of an Aes Sedai Damane brought to Falma, and that Damane had escaped the day Turak died. Additionally, he says that Suroth has another Aes Sedai Damane who he thinks walks uncollared at times, and that she is also another Marath Damane.
Yeah.
He tells Bethamine, which is an Aes Sedai. He tells Bethamine that Egeanin is in Ibu Dar, and that she will rekindle their friendship to provide him with information.
Very calmly. He also asked for a drink.
And he does ask for a drink of brandy, which he waits and waits to drink and then does and is like, ugh. He's not a fan.
I don't think he reacted to that.
He makes a face when he drinks it.
He makes that one gulp and then he
might have made
back
a
to
face of,
face.
Yes.
Yes. Which takes us to chapter 21, a matter of property, with the befouled anchor and sword, which is the sigil of
a matter of poopery.
Egeanin. So the chapter begins with Egeanin's thoughts. She's recently arrived at Ibu Dar from Cantorin, one of the Sea Folk Islands. She's concerned about Suroth's intentions for her, as well as those of the Seeker of Truth. Somehow, as we learned from the Seeker, Egeanin has taken Bail as property, though he doesn't take that seriously, to her chagrin. We then get some backstory on what transpired for the two since we last saw them. Egeanin must have gone with Bail aboard the Seahawk to dispose of the sad bracelets, which is the Adam that can control men. Near the Isle Samara, on their way, they were approached by a Shan-Chan ship that seemed to be searching for them. The Seeker must have sent the Shan-Chan to look for items that belonged to Turak, and the Shan-Chan take the sad bracelets and give them to Suroth, which Egeanin and Bail seem to think isn't a big deal. To avoid suspicion, Egeanin informed the Shan-Chan that they were on their way to Cantorin. And then Bail Domon makes a big stink aboard the ship, creates a fight, and they have to take him. They have to make a slave out of him, and that means that Egeanin has to purchase him as property, which is why he is now a Shojin.
Wild ride that guy took.
Yeah, yep.
And yet he's perfectly happy-ish.
He cost Egeanin quite a few drachmas there. Bethamine,
I love that fact because she was like, "Oh wait, all these gals have the same taste as me."
Right. That's the reason why he cost her money, is because some of
Yeah.
the other women on the island were bidding against her.
Yeah.
I hope there was some like 92-year-old that just kept throwing.
Right. Yeah. Like some 80s sitcom with a bachelor's
Yep.
auction. Bethaman then knocks at the door and is invited into the surprise of Egeanin. Bethaman immediately tells Egeanin about her spying mission, as well as the misinformed narration of events that the Seeker of Truth has given her.
She is not doing so well.
This clarifies for Egeanin why she's been brought to Ibu Dar, because she's been wondering why Suroth was keeping her at bay for so long and then suddenly brings her here. Bethaman also tells Egeanin about Sita and Rena. Egeanin tells Bethaman that the woman is to visit her daily and Egeanin will handle the situation, and then she dismisses Bethaman.
Away with you.
Egeanin and Bael discuss what they've learned, and Bael assures Egeanin he is involved in no plot against the Crystal Throne, though he can't be sure of Suroth. Bael tells her he recognized Matt earlier and thinks that the Emmons Fielder can help them in this situation.
He be a man of means.
Can we just give somebody's getting married for him?
Egeanin
Somebody.
Egeanin sends Domon and Egeanin sends Domon after Matt and Tom while she sits to consider how to defeat the Seeker.
I don't think she sent him after him. He's the one that brought it up.
Well, he brings it up and she gives him permission. Remember, he's property.
He doesn't. No, he's not anymore.
No, yes, he is.
He's not property anymore.
He is. He's Sojin. He's property.
He is
No,
property.
the whole point of this is that he's like, we're gonna get married. And then there was mention in there that he's like, I'm not property anymore, so you need to provide me money.
Right. That conversation is how he cannot be property any longer.
Yeah.
She has to go through a whole lot, including investing him in a ship or give him a bunch of money or something. That
All
has
the
not
above.
been agreed upon
So
necessarily.
this is just a conversation that doesn't mean anything yet. Then
okay.
so he still is property.
He's still property. Yeah.
okay.
So
He wasn't acting like it.
No, that's one of her frustrations with him. Chapter 22, Out of Thin Air with the Serpent Glyph. So Rand tracks Manel Rochade, one of the 4 would-be assassins, including
That sounds like a
Torvald,
delicious
Dashiva,
chocolate.
Gedwin, and Kisman. Yeah, it does. It sounds French, doesn't it? It sounds, yeah, it sounds like
Rochade.
something that would come in a foil wrapper.
Oh.
So he's in Farmadding's Amhara market. He's disguised himself by having Nynaeve dye his hair black, and is
No
sure
one will notice
Rochade
him.
won't identify him because there are Aiel walking around Farmadding.
No one
It
will
doesn't
know.
even change his
So
hair.
there are
Like
tall men.
he went through such a ridiculous pitter patter before to like look like the grossest human on earth. But
Right.
now
Right.
he's just dyeing his hair.
Well, he can't channel.
Oh,
Right,
True,
right.
True.
And they don't.
Why didn't he bring any weapon with him then?
You can't
Rand
have weapons
is a weapon,
in
Adam.
Farmadding.
Rand
I know
is
you
a weapon.
can't.
They're peace bonded, which, by the way, like he could have drawn his weapon in the same way that Rochade draws his. He just rips through the peace bonding. But remember, what we learn about Farmadding is if you leave and the peace bonding is broken, the seals are broken, you have to go before a magistrate and are going to get whipped and owed, and I think have a $500 fine or something. So
He didn't rip through his. His was hard.
he wasn't able to get it out because Rand slams his hand down on it first.
But they
Because
indicate in the
he's
book that it's already cut. The guy's is already cut.
Oh, he's
He's
pre-cut
already-
them.
He doctored it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Which
He's a dark
makes
friend, yeah.
sense. So Rand follows him into an alley. A fight ensues.
Scuffle.
Yes, they do.
So he's fighting. So Rand is fighting Rochade, and then Kisman appears
Rochade.
behind
appears
him
and tries to stab
Yes.
Rand and stabs
and tries
Rochade.
tries to stab Rand and stabs Rochade.
And that
instead.
delicious chocolate is just left
Melted.
staring at the sky.
It just melts onto the asphalt.
Mingles with the
For the
blood,
crows
and
to
the
eat.
dogs lick it up
Right. Yes. Precisely. So
like Jezebel's blood.
after Rand and Kisman flee, the city guard appears, and They're not there anymore.
They're not there.
So then
Just
we cut
some
to
guy.
Kisman, who fills us in on how he
Such a
became
strange-
involved in this assassination attempt. A
This is
strange name
strange
for a
scene
man.
to me.
It's the strange scene.
No,
well,
this is a strange
we
scene
need
for me.
this. We have no backstory on how this assassination plot developed, and so we get it here. So
Well-
he confirms that the orders came from Mazrum Taim. So
The big reveal
yeah. So
that we all knew for about a book.
We developed and figured this out on our own, but this is the confirmation of it. So that's a big horn blaring moment there.
That was like, wow.
Yeah.
That really, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh,
And this
now
is why it's
without-
important that we acknowledge these moments.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was a big to do.
there we
It was
go.
still a little bit of a surprise to me too. I know
Yeah,
we had
see,
talked
there
about
you
it,
go.
but
All right. We learned that Dashiva has disappeared. They don't know where these four, now three, don't know where he is. We don't know whether
Time?
Dashiva has been killed by Taim. Rochade had talked Kisman into this second attempt on Rand's life
gonna
because
be
the man
good.
was so proud and wanted to be the one to take down Rand because they were supposed to wait for the other men to arrive. And the men are arriving one by one for discretion's purposes.
they're doing a good thing.
We also learned that Demandred had given them the same orders as Time, though it seems to Kisman that Demandred was not aware of Time's orders. So there's the
Multiple
Forsaken
factions.
falling over each other.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, Time isn't a Forsaken. They're the bad guys. He has also been ordered by Moradin to retrieve Rand's belongings and kill the Dragon Reborn if he must. It didn't seem that the killing was the important thing as much as retrieving the belongings, which
Yes,
I've
he
got to
wanted
believe
his underpants.
has got to be like the statues, right? It's got to be the Sangreal that he's after. What else would Rand have that he would want?
Leather-bound books.
Many of them.
Well,
Rich
that
mahogany
would be
ones.
his sword, but which wouldn't be there.
Right. He
Enough-
doesn't have the
that
sword
would be
that's not
it.
a sword. Rand
That would
doesn't
be
keep
it.
that on him. That's the only thing
No,
I
no,
can
no.
think of. Right.
Weird that you can
Or they
bring
just
those
suspect
in
he's
there.
got things and they don't know what it is.
Maybe. Yeah,
I'm
it could
saying
be
it's
something
his
else we don't
underwear.
know. Right. It's the underpants of joy.
solemn.
As he
That
walks-
boy is not joyful.
As Kisman walks along, Podden Fane sneaks up on him and slashes him with the ruby dagger, whispering unseen in his ear, "He belongs to me."
I love that he had to whisper. He just had to be like that evil.
He
Yeah.
is that guy.
Yes, yeah.
He's perfectly that guy. Yeah. Why did he think if he made it up north he could survive?
He's not
Where
up
was he
north. They're
planning
in
on going?
Farmatting.
But
Kisman?
Kisman was thinking, I got to get out of here. I got to get up to the hills. That's
into the
only
hills
chance of
north?
survival I have.
Maybe that's where the other guys are coming from. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's easier
Well,
to hide in the
doesn't
hills
matter.
than it is in a city where where you can't channel.
Well, I thought that he thought that he could get healed somehow. If
You
he
know
went
what it
to
is.
the
Run
west.
to
Yes.
the.
That's I was
mean,
going for
definitely.
that. Eric beat me to
That's
it.
what I was wondering, is if that song came
As
out.
if Iron Maiden just jumped right in and started
came out way
wheedling
before
on the guitar.
Yeah.
yeah,
Bruce
exactly.
Dickinson began fencing against Kisman.
Oh,
I'm a better fencer than you.
I don't
All right,
think that
enough
was
of that. We then jump to Rand at the Crown of Moredo Inn, and he joins Lan, Nynaeve, Min, and Olivia and tells them it's time to leave or they're going to be set upon. We then jump to Isam, who studies a bed in the world of dreams. He steps into Rand's world and becomes Luke. Luke kills a bald man and a gray-haired woman while they're sleeping with a poison dagger. They're not sleeping with a poison dagger. He kills them with a poison dagger while they're sleeping.
Yeah.
He then returns to Teleron.
Sleeping with a
Rion.
poison dagger.
Yeah, it's so
That
weird.
sounds uncomfortable.
It's an odd kink.
It's a dangerous noun.
He then returns to Teleron Riod, where he meets his patron. His patron is using the one power, so Luke can't look directly at the man. And it seems that this assassination attempt was to be made on, and this I'm not sure of because he mentions his cousin and that wench. And I thought that this was
No idea.
Lan and Nynaeve, but I've read suggestions that it's Rand and Min.
That's what I thought.
I
Well, that
think,
makes more sense.
yeah, I think it's Rand and Min. who he's actually trying to kill here. Lan is his nephew, not his cousin. And we'll get into that later. The quote is, it really was a pity. He had rather looked forward to killing his nephew and the wench. And his nephew is Rand.
Well, as far as we know, the only person that seems to have an interest in Nynaeve being dead mostly is
Moghedien,
the spider, yeah.
I mean,
as far as we know.
Yeah, that seems to be true.
She doesn't like her. But
so chapter... What?
Isn't Moghedien caught up in her own woes?
Well, Moghedien is caught in a soul trap.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Can be her.
Chapter 23, to lose the sun with the sword in hand, which is the sigil for Farmadding. Cadsuane leads Shallan and Hareen along with several Aes Sedai. Shallan and Hareen are the sea folk, along with several Aes Sedai from Cairhien to the hills of Kintara, north of Farmadding by Gateway. She's told the Wave Mistress she may be able to see Rand. The Wave Mistress is Hareen. So she's told Hareen that she may be able to see Rand. And Hareen, I mean, that's all she's looking forward to, is striking some kind of bargain with Rand. Cadsuane
could happen long ago.
Had created strict conditions for the sea folk to accompany her, and they don't appreciate it. After they stop and Hareen learns how far they've traveled by Gateway, she tells Shalone that she will gain the knowledge of traveling by Gateway by promising Cadsuane that she will spy on Hareen. This is ironic because the woman's already done this to protect the secret of her affair with Aelil Rhaeton.
This is a wild
She's already spying on her sister for Cadsuane. Serene Nedhall approaches Hareen and tells her that she will be their attendant for behavior and custom while they're in Farmadding. There's an odd exchange between Serene and Hareen about forgetting orders, and we later learn that...
all these names sounding the same.
Yeah, Hareen is trying to get in good with Cadsuane in order to assure that she can meet with Rand. So after being a cantankerous for days on end, now she's decided to take a different tack, and she doesn't get along very well. So it really is weird to her sister. As the group departs for Farmadding, Shalone observes the Aes Sedai, hoping to find something she can use against them to get herself out of her predicament of having to spy on her sister. She observes that the Ashaman warders can't channel and asks why of Serene, and Serene informs her that Farmadding is in possession of 1 or 3 ter'angreal that mimic the effects of a steading on those who can channel, and we know what the effects of a steading are, but Shalone did not. She says there are 2 areas of effect. The larger area of effect affects men, and then inside that is a smaller circle that affects women. Upon arrival at Farmadding, we get a description of the peace bonding process and how peace is kept in the city. This seems to be the only city with a weapons ban in the entire Westlands. As they enter the city, Shalone struggles to deal with the absence of the One Power, which takes us to our last chapter, chapter 24, Among the Councils, with the Flame of Tar Valon. So Cadsuane takes the group into the hall of the councils and demands an audience with the first council, Barsala. She takes Varen and Chimera along to see the first council. Shallan decides that Jahar seems to have disappeared to somewhere from the group, though his Aes Sedai, Maurice, doesn't seem concerned about it at all. Shallan has to approach Cadsuane before the Aes Sedai thinks of bringing her and her sister along. They climb a long spiral staircase to the top of the palace, and there Cadsuane takes Varen aside while Chimera shows Shallan and Hareen the Guardian, that ter'angreal that severs the users from the One Power and shows where the One Power is getting used by men and women throughout the world.
Very cool.
While they ascend the stairs to the first council, Cadsuane deliberately moves at a fast pace to exacerbate the ache in Shallan and Hareen's legs from their unfamiliarity with riding horses, their bodies'
I love the fact that
unfamiliarity.
It's just mentioned she's just gliding.
Yes, well, yeah.
She's just going.
Yes.
Cadsuane.
Zipping along.
Jordan does an amazing.
Meanwhile, here's Varen.
Jordan does an amazing job here and throughout the series of highlighting the different types of knowledge that each of these societies possesses and their areas of ignorance. We get a lot of that learning here through Joline as she learns how farmatting operates. It demonstrates a real understanding of how people and societies develop, which is really one of the tremendous strengths of this series.
Absolutely.
So the Council of Farmatting then enter, led by First Consul Elise Barsala. She welcomes Hareen and is forced to welcome Cadsuane by the Aes Sedai herself.
Because Cadsuane spanked her before.
Cadsuane obliquely barbs Elise about their first meeting when Varen notices that the Guardian has activated and indicated that a man has channeled.
She's just looking over the edge.
Varen has no interest in anything other than what she has an interest in.
Well, plus Varen's always looking around trying to look disinterested.
Suspicious. Yeah.
It's then that Elise notices Varen and asks, who is this woman?
Yeah, who is this lady?
I don't mind her.
She's tiny.
She's my plant.
Varen says she can be called Edwina.
Right.
Sure.
I like the way she says, I can be called Edwina, as if to infer that that's not her real name.
But you can call me that.
That's real wise. It's honestly real wise.
Why is it? Because if you're
she's
trying
not
to
lying.
If she's not, this is true. And but I mean, if you walk up to somebody and you can call me Marcus, you're going to be like,
I might like
them.
I might like them better right away. I give them like 10% more. Okay, that's an interesting way to introduce yourself.
Right. Also, I don't think your name is Marcus.
Yes.
Right. Yes.
You have farther to fall now. I give you more ground to be liked by me.
All right. So she then proceeds to unsettle the council by making a comparison between the current situation Rand has created on the continent and the siege that Gwaire Amalsam laid on Farmatting. This is notable because Varen's line of conversation seems to run contrary to Cadsuane's wishes. In the end, Cadsuane goes with the sea folk to her lodging in the palace, and Elise requests Varen's company. To Joline, this all seems to have been planned. She noticed earlier, so Narishma disappears. Narishma disappears, and Joline suspects that Narishma was sent off to channel to trigger this event to make it look like there was some rift between Cadsuane and Varen, which then puts Varen in the good graces of Elise.
Interesting. I don't know how he'd do that in the city.
He doesn't do it in the city. He goes outside of the city.
So
that's why he's not with them. Not too far. It happens at the bridge.
He went off to find Rand.
No. Because Joline actually reaches this conclusion on her own. We don't reach this conclusion. Joline,
I don't even know if that conclusion's correct.
Well, Jordan presents it as being this is what Joline concludes, and he does a lot of work in this chapter of establishing her powers of observation.
Yeah, we do have other Ashaman entering the city.
It doesn't happen in the city, though. It happens outside of the city. Remember, you just did mention that.
Entering the city, and in order to enter the city, they have to come from somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, knowing Cadsuane and the way that she operates, this would be absolutely something that she would do. Here's the quote. Varen looked suddenly alarmed and uncertain as they gathered her up and swept her along. Joline did not believe the surprise or unease any more than she did the earlier innocence. She thought she knew now where Jahar was. She did not know why. And then that's followed up by Cadsuane did not watch Varen leave with Elise, not openly, but her mouth curved in a faint smile while they vanished through the next arched doorway along the balcony.
This time it's Cadsuane smiling, not Varen.
Right.
Well, no, I know, but they both did.
Cadsuane was last in Farmatting over 20 years ago during the Aiel War, and according to Chimera, caused quite a stir when she was here. We learn a little of the bargain that Cadsuane has made with Hareen at the meeting of Elise Barsala, First Consul of Farmatting. Hareen has promised to go wherever Cadsuane tells them until they join Rand and include Cadsuane in any invitation she receives. Cadsuane makes a condescending remark to Elise Barsala, and Joline observes that it slightly undermines her standing at the First Council, and the chapter concludes with Joline and Hareen following Cadsuane and their escort. Hareen notes that Cadsuane has put the councils and first council off balance, but she wants to ensure that she can take advantage of this and that Cadsuane's machinations do not interfere with her plans for Rand.
Plans for Rand.
And those are the 6 chapters we read.
Yay!
Lots of happenings.
What's funny is that there were kind of shorter chapters, in all honesty. But
they were.
A lot jammed in there, though.
There is. Sort of nook and crannied in here.
Yeah.
So, Adam, what the shoki your Willow?
My love for Min is ever growing. And I just was kind of blown away that she mentioned when Rand came back to her after Rand had killed Poughkeepsie twin, or one of them. What's his name? Ferrero Rocher.
The chocolate guy?
The chocolate guy. After he had killed the chocolate guy, he mentioned to Rand, she mentioned to Rand that I didn't feel anything happening inside of
this is sort of terrifying. And Rand is like, well, I wasn't scared.
I do. Yeah, that's what he
said. And they needed to be killed.
What reason was there to be frightened?
Right.
And I wasn't. Also,
Rand is now somewhere on the spectrum.
He said, yes. I wasn't angry with him.
Right. Yes, it's a very, very logical way to approach this.
It's like
you should have been angry with him. He tried to kill you.
Yeah, it's a little strange to me that this is the first. This is the first experience that I know that is this. That's
he's experiencing some serious PTSD.
That's incredibly intimate. That Min is just realizing, oh my gosh, this guy is a psycho.
This man has no emotions. Right? Yeah, exactly.
But I don't.
This is the thing that Cadsuane is working to slap out of him, quite literally in some ways.
Yeah, it just kind of was. It blew my mind a little bit. That this is her just being like, oh my gosh.
I don't feel like she demonstrates the level of concern that she should.
She doesn't.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. She doesn't. I'm like, oh
that's
because
she's in love with him.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not.
This is scary.
Yes.
I am a little bit in love with him.
Not enough. Not enough to blind you to how terrifying his character has become.
Or to kiss him.
There we go.
Or just someone I relate to,
Mine was the interaction between Matt and Teslin, who, like, to this point, not been somebody we've been cheering for by any means. Like, she's one of the Aes Sedai loyalists. She drugs.
You mean big tower loyalists?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Big tower.
She's right. She belongs to Tower 1, to use our vernacular. She drugs Joline.
The lesser tower.
But she does give that note to Matt. So she does demonstrate some concern for these women. And she does also agree with Joline that they're going to kind of sort of wait out Elida in the tower. So she's definitely starting to come back. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
She's starting to come back around. And we see her, in those kennels. And even
she's fighting hard.
Even Bethamine recognizes that these kennels aren't ideal for even by Seanchan standards, which means they really must be crummy. Though the Seanchan pride themselves in how they take care of their damane, which is sort of a sick
the
thing.
description of what it's like up there is
cramped.
Creepy.
Yeah,
it's pretty creepy with
no
the different
windows.
Hallways, the different hallways, no windows, just one lantern in the middle of the walking way.
Yeah, well, somebody went up there with a bunch of press board and made all these little kennels.
Yep, because it was and hallways.
It's ad hoc. Yeah, so it's depressing and a mess, and
then you just hear weeping.
It's an awful situation. And Matt goes up there to rescue her, and she is so grateful that she's like, thank you. Let me further complicate this situation so that none of us can actually escape.
Yeah. I do feel like...
Good for you, though. Stand by your friends, right? Yeah, you got to.
Is she being completely honest? Because if that's the
I think
case,
so. I don't think she's in any situation.
If you're being honest at that case, and then you see that, hey, there's this one other person that has hope of not becoming what
a floop,
a Floop creation from Spy Kids.
And knowing the way that things work, right? Knowing the way that things work with Matt, he's just going to end up rescuing all of them anyway. What is the thing that they're saying? Floop is great. Floop is great.
Floop is a madman. Help us, save us.
That's right. What is that? That's
Robert
Alan
Rodriguez
Cummings,
movie.
right? Early Alan Cummings,
Like,
one of the best all-time names of actors.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. And he really played into it.
Crazy thick
'Cause he
Scottish
always
accent
does.
too. When you very over the
my
top
gosh.
characters that are still totally believable because they're completely invested. Yeah, he's
Psychotic.
great. All right, Dave. What shook your Willow?
I'm excited.
The fact
Got
that
no
this
idea.
male Idam is in the hands of the Sean Chan, which to me is probably one of the worst things you could possibly have and or hear and or think about.
I don't know. Domon and Egeanin don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah,
I'm
not
never,
trusting
I
their
didn't
sense of
get that
judgment
when
on
it
that one.
happened. I didn't get it when they handed over to,
Right.
when the girls handed it over to her.
because the girls had instructed them to chuck it into the deepest part of the ocean because that's where
Yeah,
Which is
Domon
where they were on their way
Okay.
to.
just where they were going.
Yeah,
And
I know
then
that. But
they
girls,
decided,
how
we're gonna
about you
save
just go
our
out and do it on
lives.
your own.
We're going to save our lives because they had to get out and go elsewhere.
I
They decided we're going to
That's
save our
just-
lives and potentially sacrifice the world.
Well, to be fair, they don't know that Suroth is a dark friend.
To be fair.
That doesn't matter. It is
Well, yes,
just-
it does.
doesn't
No,
matter.
no, it doesn't
No,
matter.
that should
What
not
matters is that the Sean Chan have it.
Yeah.
They are. She is Sean Chan.
But you're pointing out
But-
that she's a dark friend. It doesn't
Yes,
matter
no,
if she's
different.
a dark friend.
No. I'm using she for two different women here. Yes, Suroth is a dark friend. You're right. It ultimately does not matter that. Well, it does matter that Suroth is a dark friend. And remember, Egeanin
truly.
hands it over to her own people.
Right. That's my whole point. Her handing it over to her own people could be the destruction of the world.
Right, but why would she think that?
It's to channel to harness male channelers. One of which, let's face it, we know who they're going to go after. They're not just going to go after frickin' Podunk Ashaman. Come on. No, they're going to go after Rand, especially because one of their prophecies is that he has to kneel in front of the crystal throne.
Agreed.
I'm more
This is
blown
all
away
from our
with,
perspective of people who don't
the
like
girls
Sean Chan,
giving
though.
it.
She is
But
a Sean
I'm
Chan.
more annoyed by the girls not giving it, like not doing it on their own.
Yeah, they
I don't
had to
care
get
about
out
that.
of what was it,
They had-
Tanchico
they
or
had-
whatever it was.
Yes, Tanchico. They
The
had
very
so
deep
many
in the
things going
very
on.
deep in the
Remember,
forest.
Nynaeve, that's right after Nynaeve runs into Moghedien. So many things
I know
happen in
that,
Tanchico. Elaine has just fled from being collared. Egwene. Egwene is,
You're right.
we talk about
It's a-
so many
I
things
shouldn't-
happening in these chapters. I mean, my gosh,
yeah.
Kablamchiko was a
'Cause
major.
that's the end of that book. So
Yeah.
everything was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, it is even worse that the evil Sean Chan person she's handing it over just happens to be evil Sean Chan person because she's
Right.
also a dark friend.
Right.
She's
It's funny that she doesn't think it's a big deal that they've given the sad bracelets to, and that's what they're referred to in all of this material. So that's the reason why I'm using that. It's obviously not in
we
the.
talked about it. I had to use a sad lamp when I lived in Chicago.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's I've used sad lamps too.
I needed
The-
my UVs.
I think these are called sad things.
she
for
is
different
beginning
reasons, 'cause
to-
they make you sad.
She
That
is
one
beginning
definitely
to.
makes you sad. Yeah, I know. That's
She
why
is,
I thought
she
it's
is
such a
beginning to
dumb-
wonder
yeah.
what Suroth is doing, and at the same time, she
Yep.
doesn't think it's a big deal that she has these bracelets. So
I mean,
It's completely laid out that she doesn't think it's a big
Let's
deal.
face it.
Yeah.
Do we even think Suroth has these anymore?
well, the
Is he
seeker,
throwing them up the chain?
seeker has them. Whether or not he's handed them over to Suroth, at this point, I would say yes. But could he have kept them for himself and be another free agent? Sure, because he also suspects Suroth of being problematic.
There's a lot.
So he
Can
probably
I
didn't
ask-
give them to her. Let's move on to a good Egeanin.
Yeah.
So let's update ourselves on Egeanin's journey so far. So the Great Hunt, chapter 29, aboard the Fearless, she captures the spray and takes Baal Domon to Turok and Falma. The Shadow Rising, chapter 38, is Mistress Eldar. She talks to Florin Gelb about retrieving the Adam and Suldam deserters. and then she visits the Seeker. After that meeting, she heads to her basement where she's holding Bethamin captive. The Shadow Rising, chapter 46, Gelb tries to kidnap Elaine and Nynaeve for her, and she rescues them from him. The Shadow Rising, chapter 51, she frees Bethamin, and while dining with Nynaeve and Elaine, Bale walks in and recognizes her, and so they clap her in irons. They don't. They do hold her captive, though. But at the same time, Bale becomes romantically interested in her. The Shadow Rising, chapter 52, Elaine and Nynaeve begin planning their assault on the Panarch's palace, and she helps. Later that night, there's a skirmish outside the door. Tom has been attacked by someone, and Joline has subdued that person, and she recognizes the man as the seeker for truth. The Shadow Rising, chapter 54, she and Elaine flee the Panarch and knock out Tamael Kinderode. The Shadow Rising, chapter 55, the group takes the Panarch and the sad bracelets to the Plum Court, where it is decided she will sail with Bale and dispose of the bracelets in the deepest part of the ocean, which Bale says is just outside Cantorin. And then here in chapter 21, through discussion, we learn that Bale's ship, the Seahawk, was approached by a Seanchan ship just looking for them. And once boarded, Bale causes problems and is taken a slave. It costs Egeanin a lot to purchase him because she had so many female bidders to bid against. And they don't drop the bracelets over the side because it's clear to Egeanin that the Seeker knows they have them and they will be tortured if they don't turn them over. The two do not believe there is any harm in Suroth having the sad bracelets. And that's Egeanin's journey. Which brings her here. Which is funny because for a very long time, I thought that she was the woman training the Shredit in Val and Luca's menagerie.
That's
oh yeah, weird.
Whatever her name is, it's not her.
Right, because I mean, up to this point, Egeanin and Bethamin were the only one. Were the Seanchan that we like kept seeing and kept running into.
Yeah. But we start to like Egeanin more and more as we go along.
Yeah. I mean, Egeanin is the one who found
except for this choice.
Well, it's an error. It's an error in judgment. She thinks she can trust Suroth, or at least she did then. Yeah, I know. And now she's probably regretting this decision a little bit.
If not, she may in the future.
Why do you like her, Adam?
Well, I liked this chapter, this version chapter of her, because she was thinking through things and she was also very charming.
She likes Bailey Boy.
She likes Bailey Boy.
I like that.
The old bailiwick.
Yeah. I like their relationship.
Ever since she found Rena and Sita, collared and talked to Nynaeve and Egwene and Elaine, she has been questioning the entire relationship between the Seanchan and the One Power and how they handle
just what their empire's built on.
Right. Yes. And she's questioning all of that, which she should be because they're engaged in slavery. And like I don't care. I understand the reasoning as we've discussed before, but she's the one who's actually reasoning through all of this stuff and reaching her own conclusions as opposed to just
that is true. That's being
raising.
That's
I better be
being
careful.
Represented, and hopefully she can see that with the person that she's serving. So
yeah, I gotta believe that that's going to reveal itself to her because she's going to have to start thinking along the Seeker's lines and trying to figure all of that stuff out. So, what did you think about the moment when Bail Domon walked in with her?
Confusion.
You were confused?
Well, that they were still together was just kind of like
surprising.
Yeah.
Yep. And that we had references because the Seeker meets with her before, or the Seeker meets with Bethamin before that happens. So we get references to the fact that she has Domon as a Shojin, but like what? What? How did Bail Domon become a slave to her? Like that, I was completely confused by all of that.
I feel like I missed like about 4 steps in an ingredient.
This is what happens.
Like I made myself a pot pie and it came out and it was just not baked.
It wasn't Marie Callender's.
I didn't understand how he got to that point. Yeah.
This is another one of these Jordan okey dokes that he pulls on you.
I'm fine with it.
Well, we were filled in a couple of chapters later, so it wasn't so bad. That's one of those moments where you're like, did I miss a book? was there another book I didn't read where all this stuff happens?
That is, yeah. I mean, that's a little bit how it feels.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that Domon was starting to get attracted to her. That's the reason why he agrees to go with her, or is fine with her joining him as he leaves.
They're water
to
rats.
Dispose of the sad bracelets. There is the conversation between Egeanin and Bale about marriage in the future.
You know what it is? It's what brings us together today.
It's
that blessed arrangement.
That dweam within a dweam. I'm not even
get that in.
doing it justice.
You're not.
I was
No,
not
both
it requires you to be so loud.
I phoned it in, yes.
Yeah,
you both phoned it in.
And
Man, if you're gonna make a reference,
I usually don't have a problem
make
with
a
being
reference
loud.
in every.
Yeah.
Marriage.
That still wasn't much better.
It was better. It wasn't good, but it was better.
You need to go full turkey with it.
Right. To fully commit.
So Bale and Egeanin do have wedding bells at some point in their future. Egeanin has recognized that she does have the money to buy the ship that she has to buy for Bale in order to free him.
She also recognizes that she let him know, kind of. She didn't say, I do not have this money. She just said the ship
I do
would be
not
expensive.
have this money either.
Yeah. But there's also the weird thing that once she frees him, he's not nearly as important in the hierarchy of the Shanchan as he is now.
He's got to get taken care of.
So she would be marrying way down.
Yep.
Which she won't do.
Which she's, well...
Or will
Something tells me she will, but she's not a fan. I mean, she still has aspirations of reaching the heights of her mother, who was captain of the gold.
And this empire built on lies.
And then she threw one of those mugs that she got for her wedding, or for her ascension.
From her father,
and she ruined it.
She dented it, right?
Yeah.
Dented.
Yep.
What do you think it is, Peter?
Just like Dolman's feelings.
She chucked it like a heat seeker. Speaking of heat seekers, the
No,
seeker for truth. So the seeker's history, because he's really been popping in and out of this story.
Yeah. So where does he show up originally?
The Shadow Rising, where else? Where all these people appear. So the Shadow Rising, the Seeker meets with Egeanin and tells her he's working for the High Lady Suroth and the Empire. He's been traveling the continent using Baal Domon because he wants to go unnoticed. Regarding Egeanin's search for the Suldam, he says there has been some embarrassment over the return of Suldam deserters. Such deserters must not become knowledge. Much better, they simply vanish. And he then asks her to describe for him the lay of the land there.
Draw me the maps.
Okay, so first of all, he's lied to Bethamin about what Egeanin did with the one Damane that he says she found. He tells Bethamin that she had confessed to him that she murdered the one Damane that she found,
which she never did.
She didn't tell him that either. He told her to kill any Damane that she found. So he lies to Bethamin about how his relationship with Egeanin.
She didn't do. Yeah.
So then in the Shadow Rising chapter 46, he follows Egeanin as she rescues Elaine and Nynaeve from Florin Gelb's henchmen. He's hiding there in the background. Egeanin has tracked Gelb here because she doesn't trust the man to find the Suldam she sent him to search for. And sure enough, he's gonna kidnap Nynaeve and Elaine. The Shadow Rising chapter 51, Joline shows up at the Chamber of Blossoms where Nynaeve and Elaine are meeting with Egeanin and is bruised from a run-in with a straw-haired man he thinks tried to rob him.
I remember that one.
You're reading the exact page I'm on.
The Shadow Rising. The Shadow Rising chapter 52, outside of Elaine and Nynaeve's room, the Seeker kicks Tom in the head. Tom has been guarding the door and the man seemed to be simply walking by. Tom would have been overcome if not for the fact that Joline has come upstairs thinking that maybe he needs some relief. Egeanin identifies the Seeker and they leave him in the alley outside of the Plums. And then in chapter 20 of the Winter's Heart, he lies to Bethamine, telling her Egeanin has told him she's murdered the one Suldam she found. That's the Seeker. He has been coming and going from this story in the background, but he's always mentioned as having blue eyes, straw-colored hair, or blonde hair, and being slightly good-looking.
Yep.
He's also becoming a little bit of a Dane Bornhold. Seems to be enjoying himself
Sipping
a wee
the
bit of the
sauce.
whiskey.
Or the brandy.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, yeah.
Well, if you think about if you
Interesting.
remember the first couple of times we saw Bornhold before he became a full-on drunk, he was struggling with waiting to drink alcohol. He would have it near him and he would constantly wait and wait and wait, which is unfortunately something we know that alcoholics do. It's essentially bargaining, right? So he forestalls drinking it as long as he can, and then he can't wait any longer and drinks it. There's no...
I did not. So has this shown up before this moment?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just something to keep an eye on.
Interesting.
Yeah, just something that we
But
saw
isn't
in a
wasn't
similar
Bornhold
behavior.
in a more precarious situation than this guy?
There's just levels
it
of
doesn't
intrigue.
matter.
It's,
No.
But
Yeah,
like,
not-
isn't what does the Seeker have to worry about?
Well, he's lying.
Getting something wrong?
He's-
like I guess interviewing
Well, he's
the
gotten
wrong
quite
person,
he's
getting-
gotten quite
yeah.
a bit wrong, right? In his telling
Yes.
of the way things go with Egeanin. In addition to flat
He's
out
also
lying to
about
her, he
stuff, too.
he lies to her about the Demane. The rest of the stuff he misinterprets. He misinterprets that Baal Domon killed Turok. Domon didn't kill Turok. Domon and Matt and those guys just happened to be around when the Golem showed up and killed Turok. So, but he's not aware of the Golem.
Matt killed Turok.
Matt kills.
Yeah, Matt
No,
killed
Rand
Turok.
in the sword fight.
No, Rand. Yes,
Rand
Sorry.
killed. Okay,
The Golem doesn't come for books later.
Yeah, and that's mentioned before. That's the funny thing is that's mentioned in the that's not mentioned, but in the chapter when Rand was like meeting these guys in the alley. One of them thought that he could channel, but didn't mess with the sword play. Rand messed with the sword play, and that's how he killed.
Oh,
Turok.
right. Yes.
Yeah, so he was teaching them all along, and they wouldn't listen.
Yeah. So
now,
he
then
obviously,
again, to their credit, they might have not have been a sword master, blade master, like he is too. So
No, he leveled up to that in
one
3
book.
books.
yeah.
Well, he is a dragon reborn.
Right. He is, and he has
no
Lucerne
kidding,
in his
it's
head,
awesome.
who now has given him the amazing gift of sketch artistry.
Right,
What
and
is
some guys-
that? The fact that he's just like, oh,
now
man,
an incredible sketch artist.
Yeah.
I could. How do I do this? Oh, this is how.
Right.
Allow me to
Oh,
sketch
wait.
it for you.
I'm not able to do this, but this guy in my head can.
Right.
Voice
Right.
in me head.
Yep.
It's been a while.
Yep.
It's been a while.
Yep. it
Proving once
has.
again that is real. That person is real.
Yeah.
That's another
and
indicator.
You brought me over.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
on your side. You don't have to preach to me anymore.
Sometimes you got to
I
preach
was
to the
wrong.
choir.
That's true. Choir got to listen.
So he's wrong. He's wrong about Domon's relationship to the death of Turok. He's wrong about.
Are you sure he's not just lying about this though?
We no,
So
but he.
I don't
tough.
think
He's
he's.
pretty
I don't
solid
think
way.
he's lying because Domon was there. He was there at the time, and Egeanin was there at the time. So he was there, and he says that he was there with the group that were involved with him. And remember, Turok and Domon were having lunch and hanging out with each other because Turok took the seal from Domon, and Domon had knowledge of artifacts and stuff, which Turok thought was super cool. So they hung out and had calf.
Didn't they have
Domon was super
part
close
of the
to
seal?
Turok.
Wasn't there part of the seal involved with that?
I just said he took the
sorry.
seal
Yes,
from
yes.
him.
Yes,
I thought you
especially the
just said-
keeper of the seven
Yeah.
seals. He was especially involved.
Run to the... No, sorry.
Okay. It was Halloween versus Iron Maiden, but it's
The
all good.
annoying thing is that you're really good at this, actually singing it, and you're just not representing it right now.
Well, it's hard to just blast out.
and
Look
not
here,
blow
shut
your
up, you.
microphone out.
Right, that's
Okay.
the other thing.
Shut up, you.
Or just kicked out of your apartment.
No, that's 30 minutes from now.
He also
will get kicked out.
he
They
also
will.
misinterprets how
Eric
he
is on the
misinterprets
spectrum, Dave.
Egeanin's relationship with Domon as well. So
Yep.
there's a lot of misinterpretation there. There is some flat out lying Why he
I
lies
don't
to
know
her,
what to believe.
I don't know. It makes me suspicious because we know that Suroth is a dark friend. We don't know about this guy, but he originally claimed to be in Suroth's employ, but now
But they're all
he's
serving
not.
the Empress, so it's wild.
Right. They're all serving the Empire, which the Empress is the embodiment of.
May she live forever.
Right.
It seems now like he might be going after Suroth, though, because he's intimated that he is suspicious of Suroth in the conversation with Bethaman as well.
Both.
It seemed like
Both,
it
I
was,
think.
I don't know. This is a great scheme if he is actually lying, like layering up lies upon lies. But
It's a
it
lie on
does
top of a lie.
seem like he's acting a way that Seekers should not act.
Yeah,
There
there's
have been
something
some
about it.
hints of that.
So I don't know what to.
But at the same time, he's a dangerous
What?
guy that somehow got overcome by Joline, who we know is a badass, but not
It's
sure.
Joline. He runs around on roofs.
Yeah, he's an MFer, but yeah,
He's like one of them.
I thought that the Seeker could take him.
You.
By the way,
Are
I
they-
love the moment when the Seeker kicks Tom in the head.
Yes.
Tom keeps going on about it. He was
Yeah.
just walking by.
Yeah.
He was just walking by, and then he
Yeah.
kicked me in the head.
It would be wild.
It'd be like a Bruce Lee movie, is what it
Oh,
would be.
No, it would be like gang initiation is what it would be.
The dude kicks him in the head. First of all,
Flying,
he gets
leaping
his
kick.
leg up there. He gets his
Yeah,
leg
it's
up
gang
to his head.
initiation. It's Eric,
Super
it's
quick.
what-
Kicking somebody in the head is an incredible athletic feat. That's what I'm amazed by.
It's the
Oh.
it's the Aiel that do that. They do that
The
jumping,
IEL, yes,
dancing,
the
little
IEL
kick
have a
thing in
the
the air.
IEL have a
Dave
jump
kick-
kick.
Dave
I'm
kick-
referencing,
kick
I'm not
someone in the
referencing the violence. I'm referencing the athleticism involved.
I'm just referencing it
That's
just
what you're
coming out of
going.
nowhere.
Sorry, I'm surprised by that's what you're going for.
Yeah, that's what I'm going.
I'm
That's what
surprised
Tom
by
is
the fact
amazed
that
by.
it's just a dude
The guy was
walking
right
down the
there,
street.
and then he kicked me in the head.
That could be any. You could be just be. It doesn't matter that it's athletic. You could just be walking down the street and just.
Well,
get
that's what
kicked in the
amazes
head.
Tom.
Uh,
1 second he
We're
was
spending a
standing.
lot of
He
time
was
on
standing
this.
still. The next
Yeah,
second
I
he
know.
kicked me in the
yeah. Sorry. Anyhow, go ahead.
Ah,
The
I think it's.
leaping
I don't.
kick of doom to Tom's head.
Yeah.
that is our lovely confused athletic seeker for the
I
truth.
don't know what he's about.
I don't know what. Yeah, I also don't really know what it. So apparently he can jump high and kick in the head. But what other powers does he have other than holding that
Observation.
little coin up?
Fear.
That's it. So it's
Observation.
observation.
He is
and
like
fear.
he,
So
he-
this is my question about this guy.
He's a bit
by
of a
the way.
bloodhound too.
Hey, this is my question about this guy.
Yep.
How did he get into Egeanin's room?
this is
Do you
one of his
think-
other abilities. He can pick locks.
What does
Do
looking
you
at your
think that
phone
was
have to
that,
do
or
with
did
it?
he just flash his card and say, "Hey, I can get in there"?
No.
Everyone's scared of me.
No.
Oh,
He,
They
well,
wouldn't- that's
he
only.
picked the lock on the door. He picked the lock on her diary.
Yeah.
and
Her
he's really
diary was
quiet.
locked too, and she's like,
No, yeah,
"How
me
did he
too.
get
He's
in
just
there?"
really
You've heard of
quiet.
you high
He was
five
like
an
you.
MFer. This is you lock pick an MFer. You
Is
lock
that
pick
band-
an MFer.
Man, I have not thought about that band forever. It's just two
For
people,
good
right?
reason. Oh, well to them and
he's
oh,
had
well
good
to
days
him.
and bad days. You
Could
win
not
some, you
name the
lose
band.
some, or you
Or
lose some, you lose
You
some.
lose some, you lose some. There you go.
This is the guy I've been looking forward to discussing the most.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
boy,
So
Pod and
we
Fang.
This
we
guy
have
is,
had we have had multiple conversations about Luke and Slayer and Isam. So first of all, let's go back.
I know
I-
where it started.
I don't remember what book this was in, but we get the story of
And the
Isam's
bipping and
origin
bopping of the tower and
story
the crow.
is that Isam's dad was Lan's father's brother, okay? And his father married this crazy woman.
Lan's uncle.
Lan's uncle. And he marries, and his name is like Braveheart or something like that. It's not Braveheart, but it's a name like that. And he marries this woman who is more Lan's uncle is super ambitious, but his wife is even more ambitious. And their ambition is the downfall of Malkir. So eventually what happens is Lan's uncle's wife goads Lan's uncle into taking the
Question,
entire
Eric.
army.
Sorry. Was Malkir mentioned in this last chapter?
No.
No.
Okay. Okay.
So
that weird. Okay.
this woman goads her husband into taking Malkir's entire army and guard and going into the Blight to defeat the Dark One. And instead, they leave the city completely unprotected, and it gets overrun by Trollocs. And that's how Malkir falls. Okay? So then the woman, she is there. She sent her husband off with the army. She's there with her son, Isam, and they flee. Okay? So this is Isam.
How long ago is this?
Long ago. Land is very old.
Right. We've established what, 600 years?
No, but no.
That would be the Eye of the World, chapter 47. By the way,
Eye of the World. No, it's okay. I mean, there's probably some of it there, but I feel like there's
Lane and Bran Mandragon.
Yeah. Okay.
Mandragoran.
So Isam is a Mandragoran.
Land's cousin.
He is Land's cousin, not his nephew. Rand is his nephew. Tigraine.
Land is Luke's nephew, yes.
So, The Great Hunt, Chapter 7, The Dark Prophecy, and this is what we went through and concluded who, like, Luke and Slayer were. So, according to the Dark Prophecy, Luke meets Isam in the Mountains of Doom. One lives, one dies, but both are.
Remember that.
The Shadow Rising, Luke kills Janduin of the Tardot Aiel in the Blight.
Oh my God.
The Dragon Reborn, Chapter 15, Luke kills the Gray Man that shot the crossbow bolt at Egwene in the White Tower before Egwene and Nynaeve can get to him, and we learn of that in this chapter.
Yeah. You know what this is like? It's like a Wheel of Time.
It is. Weird.
It's the worst.
You know what? That would make a great
Remember at the time, I thought that it was Varen because Varen comes creeping out and goes to try to find the murderer. And she comes back, and they note that it's interesting that she never wonders where the crossbow bolt came from. Clearly, it was not Varen. The Shadow Rising, Chapter 12, Isam kills Joya and Zamiko in the Stone of Tyr. Moiraine told Elaine, Nynaeve, Egwene, and Avienda about this. The women's throats were messily cut, and their tongues were nailed to the door because Joya and Amiko were two of the Black Aja that had fled the tower with the Terangriel in the Dragon Reborn, Chapter 12. They were part of the group, including Leandrin, that captured Elaine, Egwene, and Nynaeve in the Dragon Reborn chapters 51 and 54. Amiko guarded the cell holding Nynaeve, Elaine, and Egwene had entered Tel'aran'rhiod and shielded her. And then Nynaeve found Joya in the heart of the stone in Tel'aran'rhiod and shielded her. So they captured those two women and were grilling them to try to find out, the secrets of the Black Aja. Once captured, Amiko tells them about the sad bracelets in Tanchico, so that's how they learn about those. And Joya claimed that Leandrin had a plan to unleash Mazrim Time on a path of destruction that would be blamed on Rand, and that's in the Shadow Rising, Chapter 5. So they were being grilled by these women, and then they get murdered by Isam. So they're murdered during the Trolloc attack on the Stone of Tyr. It's interesting.
Remember Trollocs?
The Trollocs, or Trollocs.
I haven't heard about them for a while. Well, I mean, they were mentioned in this.
There's worse things in the world now.
Yep, exactly.
Isam's quotation was he had especially enjoyed those two Aes Sedai in the Stone of Tyr, the incredulity on their faces when he appeared out of thin air, the horror when they realized he'd not come to save them, were treasured memories. That had been Isam, not him.
Is that where the Dark Prophecy was written?
No. That's in the Stone of Tyr. The Dark Prophecy gets written in Shinar.
Look at those dragons.
Shinar. Yeah, because the people were dead, and it was written inside the dungeon.
It's in the Great Hunt. It's at the very beginning of the Great Hunt. That had been Isam, not him. But the memories were nonetheless prized for that. Neither of them got to kill an Aes Sedai very often. The Shadow Rising, Chapter 28, in the Wolf Dream, Perrin met a man standing over a dead wolf and follows him to the Tower of Genji. Hopper tells him the man is called Slayer. The Shadow Rising, Chapter 31.
Got 3 names.
Luke brings 2 gray men. Luke brings 2 gray men to assassinate Podden Fane, but Podden Fane kills them instead. The Shadow Rising, Chapter 32. Luke arrives at Jack Alcine's farm shortly after Perrin and his party. The Shadow Rising, Chapter 33. Luke is nervous about Varen and shocked at Perrin. He puts on a big display and leaves upset when it's clear the farmers are not going to follow him and are going to follow Perrin instead. The Shadow Rising.
Fled. He was like, wee.
Yeah.
The Shadow Rising, Chapter 39. In the world of dreams, a man who looks like land fires an arrow at Nynaeve. The Shadow Rising, Chapter 40.
You know where he disappears to in and out of, Adam? Thin air.
The Shadow Rising, Chapter 40. Luke and Fael arrive at Perrin's camp. Perrin asks Luke if he will stay on to fight the Trollocs, but Luke declines. The Shadow Rising, Chapter 43. Slayer attacks Perrin in the wolf dream and tells Perrin that he's brought the Trollocs to keep the White Cloaks at bay and to see the renegade die. The Shadow Rising, Chapter 45. Luke is angry when he learns that Terran Ferry was attacked by Trollocs and people escaped across the river. He asks if Ordeath was there. The Shadow Rising.
Oh, man, I forgot about that name.
The Shadow Rising, Chapter 53. Slayer attacks Perrin in the wolf dream near Terran Ferry. Perrin hits him with an arrow, this time seriously wounding him, and then Luke dashes to the Wine Spring Inn and rides away clutching his chest.
Oh, that's when he went.
The Shadow Rising, Chapter 56. The Trollocs chant Isam as they attack Emond's Field. Podden Fane as Ordeath laughs to himself as he leaves the victory at Emond's Field, or as he leaves the Emond's Field victory. He has the group of White Cloaks and a Murdral under his command. The Murdral is the one who led the attack on Terran Ferry that let people escape. Fane then heads off to Tar Valon. The Lord of Chaos, Chapter 14. Egwene catches glimpses of a man she thinks is Lan in the world of dreams. And then that takes us to Winter's Heart, where a man who looks like Rand's uncle flees from Elaine, Egwene, and Nynaeve in the world of dreams.
Yep.
And that takes us to this moment where
freaking door moment.
He goes after what we've now have concluded is he's been hired by this patron of his to kill Rand and Min. And it appears that this is what he does, is work for other people. He enjoys hunting on his own.
It's like an assassin.
But he is a man for hire as well. So he's been creeping in and out of this story in some moments that we've known and others that we haven't, because he does look a little bit like both Lan and Rand. And so it can get confusing, but I feel like we've wrapped it up in a bow finally. And so now we know who this guy is moving forward. It seems like he's going to keep hunting Rand and Min. Did anybody have any guesses as to who the Forsaken was that has him in employ?
Be Demandred.
I thought it was Demandred.
Well, okay, so let's break this down then. If we think that he's going after Nynaeve and Lan, I would say Moghedien.
I don't think it is anymore. We've established the relationships
but
enough.
If we're saying that it's Rand,
it's Rand and Min.
So then I think it could be a couple. It could be a couple people. It could be Demandred. It could be
because now for the first time, Min is a marked woman,
the head of everything.
Very
Moradin.
And she's also been,
because Moradin seems to be settled on if he needs to die, he needs to die now. Before they were trying to protect him and keep him alive because that was the Dark Lord's plan, but now that's changed.
Well, Moradin's plans have changed, yeah.
Well, I have as the hand of, let's say, well, no, that's Shidar Haran as the hand of the Dark Lord. Right. But as the Nameless,
right,
he's pretty much taken command from, unless he's rebelling against the Dark Lord too, which I don't. I mean, that'd be a big reach there.
It's what's his name? The crazy. It's
Ashamael.
Ashamael. I knew it
we
was
believe
one of those.
It's Ashamael. Yes.
Yeah, it's Ashamael who's nuts.
Who is nuts?
He's been around for a long time,
but
and ancient.
In our lives.
I think the plans have slightly changed now. I don't think the Lord of Chaos rule theory is shifting focus now.
Okay, that's not something I thought of, but I
think it's one of these two people.
You think it's Demandred or Moradin?
Yeah.
Okay. It seems like
we hardly ever hear much from Demandred.
Remember, right? Yeah, exactly.
Never. Yeah.
But when we do, he's always blinding people with this shining light,
and he's also insanely jealous of Rand.
We don't hear about him enough for me to actually name if it's a he or a her.
It's a he.
I know it's a he.
He's a he. Shmee's a he. Shmee.
Shmeezy. Take it Shmeezy, Demandred.
his relationship with Pod and Fane also, who coincidentally pops up here, which I think is interesting.
They're like the closest thing to each other.
But they don't like each other anymore.
No, because one is a servant of the dark and one is a servant of himself.
Of chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos, yes.
Who is inadvertently doing the dark will.
Well, but they were working with each other because they both had the same, because they both had the same objective. Pod and Fane was working with Isam, I suspect.
I do
versus
hope
the other way around.
I do hope the end of the book is actually both of them fighting.
Well, I
each
think
other
at that time, Pod and Fane hadn't completely. Hadn't completely freed himself from the Dark One at that point. Now he's become the complete something else, and back then he was still doing the bidding of the Dark One. Way back then.
Sure, yeah. I think
that's
like
where
Gollum. I think that the Dark One can still touch him if and when he wants to.
I don't know about that.
Painfully.
I mean, I think so. I don't have anything to prove that. That's just my own belief.
The Dark One hasn't been around for a while.
No, we haven't had any
not in this book.
with him.
Not in this book, yeah. Speaking of people we don't like, Adam, who was your Coplin of the week? Or your Coplin of the week? I haven't actually pronounced it properly in several episodes, so I feel it a necessity to do it here.
It's really hard to choose from, but I suppose Isam, especially
Shmeezy.
with Shmeezy, man. There's no reason he should be called that, but from here on out, please, can we please call him the Shmeez?
Growing up, we knew a kid in grade school whose last name was Schmeelaw.
I was trying to think of a way to Snoop Dogg it, and that's what I came up with.
No, you don't need to. I came up with Shmeezy.
By Wheezy Smeezy.
Yeah, you did.
The
I was
Shmeez.
yeah. Okay, all right. Isam it is.
Bad
dude.
Bad guy. We've just gone over how long he's been around for. Yeah. And who he's related to.
Time. How he got collapsed into Luke, I would still like to know. Like that story in the Mountain Pass, I would like to have.
Right.
I hope it's fleshed out at some point.
Yes, I agree.
I still remember the whole Mountain Pass thing, so that's
came to the mountains of doom.
The pass of doom.
Waited in the high passes.
Doom.
The hunt is now begun. Andor. The Shadow's hounds now course and kill.
My Coplin of the week is the stinker. The stinker for truth. First of all, he's lying to people.
Yeah. He is a stinker. He's Stinkpot Jones.
He's breaking into people's personal property.
I'm confused. I'm confused about why you're concerned about him lying to people. He's a seeker.
I'm just piling on, really. That's all that is.
I guess it is a seeker for truth and you're lying, so that's pretty bad.
It's a contradiction.
It sure is.
Not only that, but like I like Egeanin. So the fact that he is setting Bethaman to spy on her, I'm not a big fan of. I think this guy is going to cause a lot of problems.
Yes. He is the wet sand in your underwear.
Yeah. I mean, I think Isam is going to cause a lot of problems, but this guy is going to cause a lot of problems closer to home. And
I feel like Isam is going to cause a lot of problems for many a book.
Yeah.
I feel like this guy is going to cause problems for
a couple
chapters.
I think a couple books.
Yeah, Seeker, you should keep him in. Yeah, couple books.
So that's my Coplin. Who was yours, Dave?
There's only one character in this book that can trump multiple people on my list of despised individuals, and even if he only appears for
She's
2
not in
seconds,
these chapters.
Even if he only appears for 2 seconds, it is without a doubt
Bail Domon,
otherwise known as Pod and Fane.
Oh, I love Pod and Fane's appearance here.
I hate everything about him.
I
I
completely
can smell
agree
his
with
grease
Dave.
from here.
I am ashamed I didn't choose him.
Yeah,
because you and I are both on the same page with this. Oh yeah,
the grease, the filth, and
he's awful.
He is the epitome of my Coplin of any section he's in. It would take something catastrophic for someone to be more odious than him.
Yep.
Gotcha.
And that's what my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Level up, Adam.
Pod and Fane.
You stole mine. You jerk.
Oh, really?
Yes.
For everything that Dave is describing, he was mentioned for, I don't know, 4 sentences.
Right. Yes.
Something like that.
Not even. Not even. He
One
actually.
sentence.
He actually is not mentioned
says-
at all. By the way,
Right.
we are
just
just
know.
concluding.
By the
That is
hideous
true.
death. By the hideous death,
Right.
the way that guy dies. We
Yes.
know.
But
who it
yeah,
is.
I mean, that's the same thing that happened to Matt. So
Yours is
that's just an incredible. It's just an incredible appearance. Here I am out of the blue. Remember me. I'm just causing absolute chaos in this world, and I still don't really understand what his magic is. I know we kind of do, but
I mean, he has the dark magic.
I know he has the dark magic, but he's the fact that I do feel like he could put up a fight against the dark one. Because I haven't seen the dark one. And what
I think he would
haven't seen the dark
lose.
one. What can the dark? I don't know. We haven't seen the dark one out and about. We've just heard him being.
Well,
like,
no, he's imprisoned.
"Bleh."
He's-
He's imprisoned.
He's in that
and it's
two-dimensional
really funny
piece of glass
that we
spinning
haven't
off
talked
into
about
space
this.
with
I know, but we haven't
Superman's
talked
enemies.
about this. When was the last time we talked about the seals?
They're cracking.
They be
I
cracking.
know, but when was the last time we were talking about that seals are
Nobody's
cracking?
worried about those right now. There's
I
the Sean
know.
Chan on the continent.
This is what I'm talking about. The dark dude.
Immediate
Podden Fane
concerns,
is
Adam.
scarier to me than that guy. I'll just tell you that much.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Did
But he
you mean
leveled
Varen
up
enough?
because of it.
I'm kidding. The person that leveled up for me these 6 chapters was Bethamine. She handles the Seeker. She goes and tells
Oh.
Egeanin what's going
I thought you
on
would've
right
gone with
away. She
Egeanin.
doesn't keep it a secret. I like the way that she handles this situation, though it's going to be tricky because the Seeker's no joke.
They can jump kick.
They can just
can
walk by a
shoot
person
really
and kick him in the head out of the blue. He kicked me in the head.
Simmons is old.
I was wearing this best line in a movie ever.
These guys are as much as like I joke about the fact that Joline knocks the guy over. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be like really dangerous fighters. They're
You
supposed
know
to
what? Julian should have leveled up for me.
Well, when that happened, but we
You know,
didn't
when that
know.
happened.
We didn't know who the. Well, we did
Yeah.
because Egeanin identifies him. All right, Dave, who leveled up for you?
It's my boy Matt.
Love it.
Quick thinking.
He
with
hasn't
the
done
smooching.
anything yet. Oh, right. Yes.
Yes, he has. He made a huge quick at thinking.
He,
Yeah, in the way that Matt always does. Romance.
he
Well,
is
Oh, that's great.
gonna.
he made multiple
Free-
quick decisions.
Yeah, he's
We'll
going to
see.
be freeing these
gonna
Aes
try.
Sedai to get out of there. There's this slight stumbling pitfall with finding that shaved, beheaded behemoth little girl attractive.
Right. This is why he's going to try to rescue these women, but he ain't leaving.
I mean,
He's stuck there
maybe he
unless
is.
Tuon goes
If
someplace.
there's one thing we know about Matt, he can get
He
out of a
travels.
slippery situation.
He's a wandering.
Yeah, but he's also going to marry this girl.
Guess she's going to
Well,
go.
With
no,
with
but
the
the
bald
crazy-
head.
I agree with
bald-headed
Dave.
attractive.
Your choice is awesome because 2
Yeah.
crazy quick decisions. One, just like taking the Aes Sedai outside, just basically jumping through the window with her.
Yeah,
By the way, doesn't
And-
recognize Bail Domon.
he does. Well, he was
He's-
under the throw of the dagger.
And he's kissing a woman.
And he's
Right. He, was,
trying.
he
and
didn't
he's
have any.
kissing a woman
That's why he's trying to
absolutely
remember it, and he
horrified.
can't because his
Yeah.
memory's foggy from the dagger.
Yeah,
He was
that's
on
right.
that boat the whole time.
Right. And he can't, he knows he recognizes him, but he thinks it's from some of his general's memories versus, by the
Yeah.
way, Turok, another great general. Just
And
a
then Matt
total
makes the
aside there.
decision of saying, "Hey, I have a debt to you because you put a note on my
Yeah, the
bed."
quick thinking with the notes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great job.
around.
Great job. Podden Fane.
Evil incarnate.
Well, that wraps up chapters 19 through 24 of A Winter's Heart. Join us for episode 29 when we cover chapters 25 through 30 as we move further into the second half of this short book. Until then, may you rest in the Creator's hand.
May you know good hunting, young bull, and cheese to give you many cup.
Doviende
Yeah, why don't you
game?